Kia ora Year 12 and Year 11. Here's some old exam questions on simplifying algebraic expressions. So if you're in my class, this is the little worksheet that we looked at a couple of weeks ago that looked like this. The order I'm going to go in is this, so probably best to have it with you as we go. Okay, so the first question, which was 2004, question 2, simplify fully this expression. So remember, we look at the numbers first, so it's going to be 16 to the power of 1/2. So I'll just write it out slowly till we get going. And then with the variables, the rule we're using here is x to the m to the power of n is x to the power of mn. So I multiply the variables together. So here I'm going to have x cubed. So 16 to the power of 1/2, square root of 16, so 4x cubed. Next one. Okay, 2005, Q2, 2x squared to the negative 3 equals 2 to the negative 3, x to the negative 6, which is 1 over 8, x to the power of 6. So the third question on the sheet was an accidental repeat. So we'll go on to the fourth one. Simplify 6m to the power of 5 over the square root of this. Well, first I'm going to clean up the denominator. Square root of 9 is 3. Now, be careful here. What I'm working with is the square root of m to the power of 16, which is m to the power of 8, not m to the power of 4. Remember, we're thinking about what would get me back to m to the power of 16 if it were multiplied together. So that must be 8 and 8. 4 and 4 just won't work, right? I know in class some of you were quite tempted to take the square root of that number. So avoid that temptation. And that simplifies to 2 over m cubed. 2009 had a very similar question. Simplify 6m to the 10 over the same denominator. It must be an examiner's favourite. So, again, clean up the denominator. We get 3m to the power of 8. This time the answer is going to be 2m squared. Question 1, we've got x to the power of 1/2 over x to the power of 1/4. I've got the same base, so I can subtract the powers, and I'm left with x to the power of 1/4. I'll do 2012 on this slide. Simplify this. Right, so just take it, bracket and turn. The first one simplifies to x to the power of 10, and the second one simplifies to 8x cubed. So my final answer is 8x to the power of 13. Remember, I've got the same base, so I can just add the powers. Right, still on 2012, question 3. We've got 8x to the power of 1/2 to the power of 2/3. So that equals 8 to the power of 2/3 times x to the power of 1/3, multiplying those powers. Let's get that. Now, 8 to the power of 2/3, we can think of that as this in third form. So this is saying what's the cube root of 64, which is 4. Or the other way to think about it is to look at the 8 here. The cube root of 8 is 2, and then I am I know some of you are going to get your calculator out and put an 8 to the power of 2/3. That's fine, except it would be good if that was helping you to understand what was going on, as well as just to get the answer. Right, on to the next question, which is probably the hardest one on the worksheet. Okay, so we need to simplify this big mess. So it's not really so bad because we have just finished it now. I've missed off a negative sign down there. Right, well let's leave the square root there for now and fix up the big mess inside. Well, we know from the previous question that 8 to the power of 2/3 is just 4. So we've got 4x to the power of 1/3. Now, I've got a denominator with a negative exponent. So that just becomes, instead of 1 over x to the negative half, it becomes times x to the positive 1/2. So we've got the square root of 4x to the power of, well, 1/3 is 2/6 and 1/2 is 3/6. So this is x to the power of 5/6. So this equals 4x to the power of 5/6 to the power of a half. Square root of 4 is 2. Multiply the powers, and we've got that. Okay, I'm going to break the video at this point and do a second video with the last few questions.